Why do we sleep? A mystery scientist still can't fully solve. What if I told you that something you do every single night is still one of science's biggest mysteries? Today we are diving into a fascinating question. Why do we actually sleep? It is just about rest, or is something much deeper happening inside our brain while we are sleeping? The question that started it all. The researcher set out to understand one of the most complex systems known to us, the human brain. At first, the goal seemed straightforward. Study how we fall asleep and what happens to our consciousness when we do. But very quickly, something unexpected become clear. The human brain is incredibly complex, so complex in just that even modern science struggles to fully understand it. It's almost like trying to study a distant planet. You can observe it, but you can't easily explore every detail. So the question becomes, if we can't fully understand the human brain, how do we move forward? A surprising shift in strategy. Instead of continuing with humans, the researcher made a bold decision. They turned to something much similar: fruit flies. Yes, tiny insects. At first glance, it sounds strange. How could something so small help explain something as complex as human sleep? But here's the surprising part. Fruit flies, fruit flies have simpler brains, yet they show behaviors similar to humans. Even their response to anesthesia is comparable. comparable. This made them the perfect model to study the basics of sleep and brain activity. Breaking the brain down. To truly understand something complex, scientists often break it into similar, manageable parts. With fruit flies, this becomes possible. Researchers can study individual brain cells neurons, map how those cells connect, observe how activity changes during sleep. This level of detail is extremely difficult to achieve in humans, and slowly, piece by piece, a clear picture, a clearer picture becomes to form. So, why do we sleep? Here's where things get interesting. Despite all this research, scientists still don't have a complete answer, but they are getting closer to understanding how sleep affects brain circuits, how it relates to consciousness, why sleep and anesthesia may share similar mechanisms. It's not a final answer yet, but it's a major step forward. Why this matters more than you think. This isn't just about curiosity. Understanding sleep could help us improve treatments as improve treatments for sleep disorders, make anesthesia safer, unlock deeper knowledge about how the brain works. In other words, this research could impact millions of lives. Final thought: the suspense remains. So, the next time you fall asleep, think about this. Is your brain simply resting? Or Is it doing something we are only just beginning to understand? Because the truth is, we still don't fully know. And that might be the most fascinating part of all. Thank you.